Hey, drop.
All right, guys, we've got a special guest here today with us, Elijah Sanders, correct?
Elijah Sanders, yeah.
And I'm sorry, what was the name again? You're the director,
Alex Rife.
Alex Rife, from the Buchanan County Band. We are pleased to have them here today, and Rodney's going to lead the charge here today with the questions for us. Rodney.
All right, thank you, Michael. Thank you all both for taking time out of your day, early morning to get up here. I appreciate it. Good to see you all. I'll start with you, Alex. You're the band director for the Buchanan County Band. How long have you been in that position?
This will make my third year.
Third year. So you were there when they brought everybody together and made it the Buchanan County Band then, correct?
Yeah, whenever, actually my senior year was the first year the band was consolidated.
Okay. And Elijah, good to have you. How long have you been in the band?
I've been in band for 7 years.
7 years. And what do you play?
I play the trumpet.
So what grade are you in now?
I'm in the 11th grade.
So you started really, really young.
Yeah, I started in the 5th grade.
Yeah. What made you decide that you wanted to get into the band?
The one memory that I have that really sparked my interest was when the band used to march in the gym, and the elementary kids would go down there and watch. I love watching that. I think it sparked my interest in marching and music. So I think that's what really made me want to do trumpet and everything, do band. I love music now. I mean, I think that's probably the best choice I ever did was join band. You know, I've come a really long way.
Now, do you come from a musical family, or are you the first generation band?
Well, Mom says she plays saxophone, but I mean, I've let her play my clarinet, and she ain't too good. But she says she plays saxophone, so I would say kinda.
Yeah.
She supports me. That's what really matters. She supports me in band. So
Yeah, I see her everywhere, whether you all are
Yeah.
local or on the road. So, Alex, I'll come back to you. What was it like to go from the individual schools and consolidate down? You know, we're on the verge of consolidation with the schools, but the Buchanan County Band really kicked it off and got it started. What was that transition like to get everybody onto one page as one cohesive unit?
Well, you know, like I said, the band consolidated whenever it was my senior year in high school. We actually found out, I think it was at Twin Valley High School's graduation, is whenever Tom Burniston, the director at the time, broke the news to us. At first, we were all a little apprehensive of it, but you know, I mean, the second that all of us got together on the field for the first time, it was a family, and I think it's really stayed that way ever since.
So there was no real issues that you had to tackle. Everybody pretty much on the same page.
The only issue that we've ever really come across as far as that has been like transportation, making sure everybody can be in one place. You know, we picked up Council High School students this year into our marching band, and transportation's been the one thing, but other than that, these kids are like a family.
I will ask this question. You can answer it separately. I'll start with Elijah. When you've got a band, there's a lot of moving pieces.
Mm-hmm.
You've got how many members now? 47?
41.
41. Okay, you have 41 people that need to move in unison. That has to be perfectly synced up. So, how do you? I guess what I'm trying to say is, what role does teamwork play to have a successful marching band?
Well, I mean, I think the first thing to do is build that relationship. I mean, as soon as we start band, you go in a room with people, I mean, now from Grand Union Council, I mean, it's different. So I think the first thing to do is to just start building a relationship. You build a relationship with them, and then when you get on the field, then you use teamwork, because you already have that relationship built. So then you use that teamwork, you talk amongst each other, figure out where you're going, when you're playing. You know, and you know, some people, you know, they make mistakes. That's why you got, you know, people in leadership positions that have been in band, and that can tell them, hey, you know, this is what you need to do. and then that leadership passes on. That doesn't just stop from that leadership position. That passes on to the other students. The other people that aren't, that ain't been in band. I really think teamwork plays a really big role. I mean, in hyping each other up. I mean, even when somebody messes up or they're not in unison. I mean, that's perfectly normal because we're all all human. You're gonna make mistakes. So I think that just hyping each other up, just making sure that it's okay to make mistakes. It always is, and just being like, you did great.
Right.
So I think teamwork plays a really big role in doing music, doing marching, and everything with it.
Mr. Rife, anything that you'd like to add, the role that teamwork will play into making your group of kids successful?
Yeah, I think that good student leadership has really, helped us out a lot. Because, my first year here, we had 13 kids total. It was a lot easier for me to be one person in charge telling everybody what to do. Now I've got 41. So it's a little harder for me to get around to everybody, but I've got people like Elijah here. I've got Rachel Tackett, who I can kind of say, here's the things we need done for the day, and I don't have to sit there and spell every little detail out. They kind of can know and run with it. So just having that in place to where I've got 3 or 4 good people that can go out there and make sure the other 30 of them kind of know what's going on. I think that is a big part of it.
Good deal. You all are on the road a lot, you practice a lot, you drill a lot. Again, this will go to both of you. You as a student, you as their leader. How do you balance the marching band commitments you have, trying to be there for several schools, your competitions, your practices, but how do you balance marching band commitments with your academic and other activities?
Well, I've always been taught to do your academics first. And, Mr. Rife, he always presses you need to do your academics before you do band. That's hard because, you got your hobby that you love to do. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to balance your academics. It's just like sports. You're looking forward to practice, and then you got to go do practice. You ain't got time to do your homework after. But I think when you are doing marching band, there is times that you can do, you can focus on your academics. Because, we got this space of, we do have time to go home and do work. We have a busy schedule. That's no lie. Monday we have a free day, and then, I'm busy for the rest of the week. Mm-hmm. I got Tuesday practice. Wednesday I got to go take my sister to color guard practice, and then Thursday I got practice again, and Friday I got a football game, and usually Saturday I got a competition. Mm-hmm. So, I got free days. So I think that time management really works into that, plays a big role. I think that as long as you're using time management, I think that's what you need to do. I think our band members they excel. Mm-hmm. They excel in their academics. I've never heard of our any of the people that are in band. I've never heard of them fail a class or fail their grade. I know that music. I've always heard this, but music plays a big role in how your brain works. Mm-hmm. It strengthens your brain. Smart-wise, it really does. I think music does it touches parts of the brain, that words can't. So I think music really does. It really does, help you. It helps you get more smart, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Rife, you've got a lot going on between personal life and school and making sure that they're practicing, that the choreography's there, scheduling where you're going to be. So you have a lot of irons in the fire yourself. So same question.
Yeah. Well, on the academic side, Elijah can attest to this. I'm bad when they come back with the report cards in fourth block for them to let me see the report cards so I can see how they're doing in all their other classes. But in all the years I've been here, I've never really seen one struggle with any of their classwork. There have been once or twice where they've come real close, and I've scolded them for it, but I've never had one that I've been truly concerned about academics-wise. And, I tell a lot of my kids that music is one of those subjects that really encompasses a lot of the others. Like I talk to them about how, sound waves interact with each other in the science aspect. We talk about how music's played important parts in history. My younger kids despise it, but when we start going over music in the beginning, it's a lot of fractions. Yes. They're not happy about that, but I get a lot of comments of, well, you didn't tell us there was going to be math in this, but I think it's a balancing game for these kids really. and they are busy. So
Very busy.
kudos to all these kids for being able to keep up with all that they do.
Yep. Elijah, if you are able to, describe a time that you faced challenges in your music or drill, and how was you able to overcome it?
There's been so many. I know it's terrible to say, but there's been so many. I mean, we start setting drill beginning of the year. We start a little bit before school starts, so we're out there on the field. We just go to camp, CCYC. So I mean, in the beginning, it is hard. It really is hard to because you just learned a new field show last year. I mean, we just got done with The Greatest Showman, and it was such a hard transition from remembering that music to remembering this music. You had to memorize that stuff, and then you had to memorize a whole new field show.
Yeah.
But I think the one time that was the hardest was probably the transition from last year to this year. I mean, it was I could still play the field show right now. The last year's field show,
Yeah.
that gets stuck in your mind. I could march it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just something that sticks with you. So I think the transition of having your last year's field show in your mind, and then you're transitioning to a whole new field show that you've never even looked at before. I mean, you ain't never looked at the music, you ain't never looked at the the GE, and you're not looking at how the marching is. I mean, it's different, but I think that this transition from last year to this year was probably the most hardest that I've ever had to do. But as a leadership, in a leadership position, you kind of got to be on it. You gotta you got to kind of study it, and then once you get it down, I mean, you can kind of help the others that haven't marched or that are having struggles trying to figure out what's going on. I think that was probably the hardest thing that I've ever experienced musically and marching wise.
Okay. When kids join the band, I'm sure you was like me when you decided you wanted to do it. You walk in and they start you off slow, but you have no idea how to read music. You don't know about tempos. You don't know anything. And it can be a bit overwhelming. I'll be the first to say it. I hope it's not as prominent today as it used to be, but there used to be a certain stigma that came along with saying, I'm in the band. People looks at you different. There's a lot of work that goes into it. I can tell you there is a lot of hot days when you are at the band camp learning your routines. And this is after you've already learned the music, your instruments. You start the whole new set of disciplines, but it can be overwhelming. If there is kids out there that will watch this podcast and they've thought about joining band and they're telling themselves, I don't know how to read music. We all started somewhere.
Yeah.
So if they are thinking about it, but they're on the fence, what would be your advice to them to get them to come and join the band?
It is hard. It is. I mean, there's no lying to it. There is hard days, but I think, once you start getting the ball rolling, once your mind starts figuring out what's going on, I think then it starts to kind of get more easy. Then you're in band for a year or two. Before you go to this new marching, aspect of music. I think that them first 2 years, you're kind of figuring out what music is, what tempos are, what time signature. I mean, there's a lot of stuff goes into music. Once you get to marching, that's a whole new thing. I mean, I saw these the marchers that we have, this past year. They've struggled. They've never done it before, and but they've caught on really quick. I mean, the kids that we got this year are extremely smart.
It all comes back to your leadership,
Yes.
as both of you talked about.
And they caught on like that.
Good.
I mean, we're getting superior ratings. I mean, that's phenomenal. I mean, I can't stress of how much. I know that people around here, they don't know much about music. And going to a competition and getting a superior rating is unbelievably hard.
Which
It
is
really
something
is.
that you all achieved.
Yeah, that's what I was getting
yesterday.
ready to segue
Yeah.
into it. Yep.
It
Y'all
is-
did real well.
It's extremely hard, and I am super, super, super proud of. I mean, the students that are in band right now. I mean, they're phenomenal.
You all
at what
sound
they do.
great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
Mr.
so
Rife,
much.
as Michael said, and Elijah actually helped with a good segue here, talking about the competitions. You all just came back yesterday from a competition down in Big Stone Gap. You've had one a few weeks prior to that. Tell us how those competitions have gone for the Buchanan County Band.
You know, those competitions they've gone really, really well. We went to Music in the Castle, which is the one down there in Bristol. That is a big competition. Like, you have got bands up in the 5A, 6A range that go to that. You've got bands down in our smaller category that go to that. And, you know, historically with our program, going back as far as the consolidation whenever I was there, I think that is the first time in the program's history that it's got a superior rating at that festival. So that in and of itself is a, you know, great starting point. Yesterday we went to McChesney down there in Big Stone Gap. That's hosted by Union High School. We competed against, you know, John I. Burton and Pike Central. We got a superior rating there as well. So
that is awesome. First place drum major, second place music, second place general effect, second place marching, second place in your percussion and color guard, second place overall with a superior rating. So the number speaks for itself, what you and your group of kids are achieving, and it shows on the field, it shows off of the field. I only have 2 more questions for you. Michael may have a couple, but you and I know, and so does Mr. Rife, that band, it's fun, but it is also full of discipline when it comes to your playing, your timing, your choreography. Are you in step? So what out of all of the disciplines so far in your musical career have you learned that you can apply to everyday life and be successful out here in the world?
Well, I think that there's two. There's two that I have to say. Then one is not about music, and one is,
Okay.
I think that playing music, you're always working. You know, you're always working your mind. You're looking at new pieces of music. It's not just, here's your set sheet of music, here's your set, you know, notes. It's not like that. You're learning new things every time. So I think it's the constant. You're constantly going, and that helps my everyday life because you're constantly going. I mean, you're never not experiencing something new. You're never, you know, you're always doing something in life. That's how life is. The second thing is the family that grows for me in a band. I look at these other band programs when we go to competitions and stuff, and they're kind of just playing. You know, they just play the music, get off the field. You know what I mean? But around here, I mean, we're constantly like just loving it. You know, there's so much love in our band, of course. I mean, it's
Family.
yes.
Yeah.
And we have a humongous family. I mean, it's if somebody does something to one, it's like you know, hey, you need to stop. I mean, that's enough. I think that our family that we have grown, I mean, it's extraordinary, really. I mean, I don't know. It's like they're your brothers and sisters. I mean, really. I mean, I know that they're not, but it's just like you're a really, really close-knit family.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you're going to a family reunion. I mean,
Exactly.
It's like, and you know, I feel, I mean, when I go to a family reunion, I don't know these people that I'm around. I mean, you see people you never know. But I mean, you're in band. I mean, it's like you've known them for years.
You have 40 people that you can rely on.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's even I met these council kids last year. And, you know, I went into it just being like, oh, I don't know them, you know? But it's like that. I mean, it was a month. We were immediately, you know, I care for them, you know? It's just like I guess it's just.
You'll get the same thing later on in life
Yep.
when you go to a job.
Yeah.
You're not going to know all these people that you start a job with, but you create relationships and stuff. So it sounds like the band has a lot of aspects that you can translate over into your life, adult life.
My last question, and I've saved it for last, is humongous news with you and Rachel getting selected to go represent Buchanan County in New York City this coming November and participate in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
That is unreal that you were able to accomplish that you're going to be going up there. Take a moment, and you, Mr. Rife, chime in as well, and let everybody know what was their auditions, what the selection process was like, and what that entails when you all go to New York.
Well, I went into it kind of closed-minded. You know, I didn't think that I was going to get in. You know, you're competing with all over the country. I mean, it's and there's a lot of trumpet players. There really is. I mean, I don't even know how many auditions there were, but you're going into a very closed-minded, like, I probably won't get in, you know, you're not really expecting it, you know, and I sent my audition tape in, and I mean, I work, you know, it takes like a few weeks to get it back, I say about a month, and you know, you're just always stressing about it. I mean, I was stressed. I was so stressed. But then I was laying in bed, and I got a notification on my phone, and it says, you're accepted. I was like, oh my goodness. I was extremely excited.
Oh, I can imagine.
I was very excited.
So you see, you were saying that, you know, you really didn't think it would happen or whatever. I think that happens to a lot of students, a lot of athletes and stuff in this county. Yeah. They feel that they're here in a little hole and that they're not nothing. Yeah. But you know what? Kids here in this county, whether it's athletics, academics, they are just as worthy and able to achieve as any kid anywhere at all. And that's something you need to keep in mind.
Yeah. That's right.
Mr. Rife, from your perspective, what was it like for you as their band director? You get that call, Mr. Rife, I've been selected. Not one, but two of your kids are now going to be going and representing us.
Well, first, let me start by saying I have some amazing students. I think, you know, if I have more people audition for it, we could definitely have more in the future go. But a trumpet player and a clarinet player, those are two of the most competitive instruments out there people-wise. I mean, I judge last year at our all-district event, I judged clarinets. And just from our district alone, there was close to 100 that auditioned. And then you think that's just a little slice of Virginia, not even the whole state. So over the whole country, to have a clarinet player get in and then a trumpet player, it's very exciting.
Yeah.
I think they have worked really, really hard. And, you know, I've still got another year with them. So I'm excited to see where they go with this.
That's great.
What is the overall thoughts of all the band members as far as these two? I mean, I'm sure they're behind them and excited for them. And
oh, yes. They're all extremely excited for them. You know, I definitely plan on tuning in and watching the Macy's Day Parade. I don't think I've watched it in a couple of years, but I think I will this year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I would suggest everyone in the county to be sure to check that out and everything, and watch two locals here in New York City for sure. Yep. I came up with a few questions while Rodney was talking there. When does a student actually have the opportunity to begin participation in the band in the county?
So in the county right now, I think it varies a little bit just depending on how we can fit it into the crazy schedule that is our school system right now. So at Hurley, I believe they can start in 5th grade, and that is with Mr. Steven Stiltner over there.
Okay.
So
at the middle school level, they are individuals at these schools that work with them prior to them being part of the high school band and getting with you.
Yeah. So there's 2 band directors in the county. It's myself and Mr. Steven Stiltner. I handle, you know, Council Elementary Middle, and then Council High School, and then Twin Valley Elementary, Twin Valley High, and he does Riverview, Grundy, and both Hurleys. So we're split between our day running around the county teaching all these kids. But, you know, Council, I'm doing an elementary music class with 6th and 7th grade over there to get them prepared. And then they can join band after. Twin Valley, I'm doing a 5th grade elementary music class, and then they can start in 6th grade. It varies a little bit, but we get them in when we can.
Well, one of the questions I was going to ask was that necessarily like an after-school thing or in school, but I take it that it's actually a class that they get credit for.
Yes.
Okay. Then I was wondering, what is the current breakdown as far as participation with each different school area in the county? I thought I heard someone say that they currently are no one from Hurley. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. Where they were younger and they started in 5th grade.
Yeah.
Where I've got all the way up through seniors, and I don't want to have so many young children up there with them. As soon as I can get them up to 7th grade, that's when they can start participating in the marching band.
Okay. How is the turnout as far as the middle school level, as we was talking?
You know, statistically, a band director looks at it, you get all of these kids in there, and they've all seen how amazing the band has done. And some of them realize it's not for them, and that is A-okay. If that's not something you want to do, fine. But turnout-wise, with this most recent group, statistically, you lose about half your kids.
Yeah.
I did not lose that. I lost maybe about a quarter. So we've been doing great. I've got, I think, somewhere around 20 kids that could potentially come up and join the marching band next year.
Oh, that's
crunched
awesome.
the numbers
That
last
is good
night.
retention numbers.
That is awesome because, I mean, with adding, you're also subtracting at the same time due to graduation or whatever. So that's wonderful. And, it's been amazing. I know Tim here at the podcast, he's been a huge supporter, and he's talked numerous times about the development of the program and how it has climbed over 8 years, I guess, now, since about 2017.
Yep.
And it's just been amazing to see it basically rise from the ashes, I guess you could say.
Yep.
Because I don't really recall it, but as of 17, where was the band in the county as far as at each individual area?
So in 2017, we still had the middle school levels doing their own thing.
Yeah.
But we were consolidated, and it was just Grundy and Twin Valley's band that consolidated that year.
Yeah, because I don't think we had one for quite some time at Hurley.
No, we have not, or Council for that matter. Both of those schools haven't had one in
I
years.
don't even really recall a band at Council. I mean, I'm sure they was at one point in time, but
I've been trying to find out that actually there's a picture in the hallway, best I can figure sometime in the 80s.
yeah.
But it's been a long time since then. Back in 2017, I think we were right at 43, 44 kids.
Yeah.
So, and that was when it was first consolidated, shoving two band programs together. So for us to build back up to that number so quickly, I think is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Alex, I just want to commend you on a great job that you're doing with the program, and hopefully it'll just continue to blossom and flourish and everything, and get more kids involved. And just best of luck to you and Rachel as well.
Thank you.
In the Macy's. And Rodney, you got anything
Will
else
you
to
all
add?
be doing, are there any more competitions on the schedule this year for you all, or is competition season over?
November 1st, we'll be competing in Pulaski.
Okay.
Okay. What's your plans when you still have a couple years of school, but what's your future plans?
Well, I'd want to do something with music. Absolutely. I mean, music's it's my hobby. It's my life.
Good.
I don't know if I want to be a director like Mr. Rife, teach, elementary and high school, or I want to go and be a professor at one of the colleges. I know that I want to attend Virginia Tech. I love the marching Virginians. I mean, I've always had my eye out for them. I don't know if I want to be a professor or be a band director for elementary, high school level.
That is a testament, Mr. Rife, to your leadership and the way you treat these kids, that you have one here that's wanting to potentially follow in your footsteps. I mean, you have them going to New York, but what Elijah said, that is a tremendous honor. And with that is all my questions.
Yeah.
Michael's done.
Yeah.
I appreciate you all coming.
Appreciate you
Appreciate
joining
you
us
all.
today.
Thanks.
Okay, guys, we're pleased to be joined by Rachel Tackett, drum major of the Buchanan County Band, and Alex Rife, the director of the Buchanan County Band. Rodney?
Well, thank you, Michael. Rachel, thank you for joining us. And Alex, thank you for staying around with us. We had one of your band members on with us a little bit earlier. We talked to him, and we welcome you to the podcast. First, how long have you been in the band?
I've been in the band since 6th grade, so 6 years.
So you're a senior this year?
I'm in 11th.
11th, okay. And how long have you served as the drum major?
This is my 2nd year.
Second. Before we get into some of the more in-depth questions, tell everybody what your job is as the drum major. They see you on your podium, they see your hands moving, but they don't know what you're doing. So let everybody know what you do before you take the field and as your band is on the field performing.
Before I'm on the field, the first thing I try to do is just hype everybody up for the performance, just to make sure that everybody has a good time. Because competitions may be serious, but in the end, we're all just trying to have a good time and to have the best performance that we can. And then on the field, my job is to make sure everybody knows what they're doing, to make sure everybody's on beat together, and that we can just come together as a group to perform.
Your hand movements, they have a purpose, and that is to keep your band in time. If they lose it in their head, they can look at you, see where they need to be as far as in their music and on their step with their feet, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. You also, obviously, you've been in band a long time. What instrument or instruments do you play?
I play clarinet, but I do a lot of district honor bands on bass clarinet.
What made you decide that you wanted to be a part of the band?
I've always liked musical things, and I just signed up. There was no rhyme or reason to joining on the first day.
Is there anybody in your family musically inclined, or were they in the band playing the instruments, or are you the first?
My mom was a little bit, and my aunt was, but it was generally just my decision to go on and join.
Great. What role does teamwork play in having a successful marching band, and how do you contribute teamwork?
If we're all separated, then we're not going to have a good show. To have a good show, we all have to come together because we all have the same goal. We all just want to perform the best that we can and have a good time.
So, go ahead.
So if we're not working together and if we're all against each other, nothing is going to get accomplished.
So you have 41 individuals on the field that you're needing to move as one unit, one person. So there's a lot there, a lot of discipline. How do you, I know you're busy, but how do you balance your marching band commitments with your academics, family time, and time for yourself?
I generally, every Tuesday and Thursday is practice. I go there, I make sure everything's in line and we get what we need done. And then schoolwork, that's really easy to balance. I have a couple DE classes, but those, I get the work done pretty good. And then family time, they're always at all of my things. They're amazing supporters, and I love them all.
Okay. Describe a time that you have faced challenges in band or music drill, and how was you able to overcome it, whether it be with your bandmates or what have you?
I think, obviously, our band camp was a little bit challenging this year with getting it cut short and everything, but we were able to get all of our songs on the field. It was late in the season, but we got it, and it looks amazing. And we had to come together as a team just to get that done.
Okay. You all are doing competitions. That's something to be proud of for sure. A lot of work goes into that. And we're going to be talking about goals. You're the drum major. What goals do you have for yourself and for your band as a whole unit? And then we'll go into the competitions too.
Obviously, every competition that we go to, we want to get first place. But that's not our main goal. Our main goal is to improve something that we may have messed up on the last time, to get higher scores, to have a great performance for the judges, for the audience, for everyone, and most importantly, ourselves.
You're just coming back. You all performed Friday night at Twin Valley. You get up and you head to Wise County down to Big Stone Gap Saturday. And from what I was told, you all performed at it was up to 4 or 5 o'clock or so. So it was a long day. But I see here, first place drum major. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Also, second place for music, second place general effect, second place marching, second place for your percussion group, your color guard second place overall, and a rating of superior. How does that make you feel as the drum major, knowing that the band was down to just so few members a couple years ago? It is now up to 40-ish. You've come together, and now you're out here getting superior ratings.
It's a really crazy thought that my first year we had 12 people, and we would have never even imagined going to any competitions. And then my junior year, 3 years later, we're at 40 people, we have superior ratings, and we're getting first and second places at all of our competitions. It's really cool to see how we've all grown and expanded.
A shot in the arm, confidence booster to help you go to the next one. I know, as you know, band, it's full of discipline, whether it be your timing on your music, your choreography on the field, so there's a lot of discipline. Please tell us, what is one lesson that you've learned from being a part of the band that you can take out here and apply to your everyday life?
One of the biggest lessons that I learned was not everybody has a place in their classroom. Not everybody has a place in other sports. Band is where we can come to be included, to be friends, to be a team, to where everybody matters and everybody has a voice.
That leads me to this next question, and I'm glad you said it that way. When I was in school, band, it had like a certain stigma attached to it. You were kindly poked fun of. We weren't athletes, even though they had no idea what it took to learn what we did. So with it, you have somebody that's wanting to come in brand new. Obviously, they've never seen sheet music. They've never marched on the field. You have a kid, I would like to do that. You're inspiring them, but they are on the fence. They want to take the next step and join the band. What would be your advice to anybody that wants to join the band, but they are afraid to take the first step as of right now?
If you never take that first step, you're never going to see what it could have been. You're never going to see how much you can grow from just saying, hey, I think I might want to play this instrument. Because I would have never thought that I would have been drum major, that we'd have had this big of a band or anything if I didn't take that first step into the classroom my first day.
Great. Some big news for you and for one of your bandmates, been selected to go and participate, be a part of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City coming up this November. What was the process like for you for the audition, waiting on the results, and when you finally get the results that you're in?
I think it was about December of last year. I had a friend from Ridgeview. He mentioned, hey, I did this last year. I think you would be really good. Even if you don't get in, just audition for the experience. So I kind of thought about it. I kind of just brushed it off. I didn't really think I would do it. But then February came around. I didn't make it into state audition. So I was like, okay, I have something else to work for. So I just picked up a piece, just try to see if I could learn it. And then I was able to within the deadline. So I submit my audition. I didn't really think a whole lot about it. Of course, I hoped to get in, but I wasn't getting my hopes up. But then one day on the way to practice, we were on the bus, and I got an email, and I was like, oh, I don't know who this is from. And all I saw was like, congratulations. So I was like, okay. I open it, and it's like, congratulations, you've been selected to march in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And I was shocked. But I was just really grateful that I'm going to get to have this experience and for everybody that's helped me get to this point.
Definitely a lot of moving parts behind the scene with your director, with support from your bandmates. You all, as we talked about, you've grown in numbers. The sound that you all have on the field, I can tell a difference. You can hear the confidence. Last year and the year before last, it was almost as if I'm afraid to play, but this year, when you come out, I mean, you come out with power, and it's awesome to see how much you're growing, what you're doing with the band. I congratulate you on everything. It is a job well done, and I know you couldn't do it without the director. You couldn't do it without the support of your family and your bandmates. So you all are awesome, and I'm sure that Michael probably has a couple of questions for you.
Well, yeah, we hit on most of it earlier, but I'd just like to congratulate you. What an awesome achievement and everything, and really look forward to seeing you in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade for sure. And just really appreciate you being here today and taking time out of your day to come and be with us today. Alex as well. Thank you for staying for both of them. I really appreciate that. But that's all I've got, Rodney.
I do have one more. What instrument did you audition for to go to the Macy's? Was it the clarinet? Do you have an approximate number? Are you privy to the information of how many folks you may have been competing against? Because this was on a national level, correct?
I'm not sure. I know they take 180 band members as a whole.
Okay.
But I'm not sure how many clarinets they take or how many they have audition.
So out of 180 kids picked nationwide, 2 from Buchanan County. And your band director told us earlier that if he could get more to audition with the way you all are improving and performing, he feels in his heart that there would be more.
Oh, absolutely.
But you all do a fantastic job. You've got another huge supporter with me, with Michael, and this gentleman standing over here, Tim. I mean, he is rooting you all on tremendously. Anything we can do to help. Tim, is there anything that you'd like to ask from the sidelines?
I just want to say congratulations. This is a huge honor, not just for you from Buchanan County, because you're supporting Buchanan County, and I can't thank you enough, both of you guys, for doing this, and your band director.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge band fan. I never was in band, but just watching you guys march out, it puts chills on me now thinking about it. Just watching you guys march out the county and all the hours you put in on Tuesdays and Thursdays and on different football fields that y'all are on. It's just countless hours. I can't praise you enough. And it starts out with you. You're the person who puts everybody in sync.
They're looking
So
to
it
you.
starts out. So congratulations.
A lot more hard work than
I'm a band man. That's what I said earlier. Band man.
Yeah.
I love it.
a lot more hard work than what most people realize, for sure.
And you
A
all
lot of dedication.
are on the road a lot. I mean, you're performing for Grundy, for Twin Valley, for Hurley, for Council, so you're always busy. One thing I forgot to ask earlier, we're talking about marching band now, but as football season winds down, do you all have a concert band that you'll go into and get ready for that?
So yeah, we actually, as soon as football season winds down, we go into basketball season.
Yeah.
We have a Christmas concert we're working up towards. We've got Christmas parades we're working up towards. On top of all that, the kids are also getting ready for their all-district auditions right at the end, start of December. So it's
Awesome.
never ending.
Yeah, we have a football season, we have a basketball season. You all are busy all year round from the time, well, before school starts at band camp, during school, during the weekends, going to competitions, and then as you said, it just from one to the next. So it is an all year commitment for you all. And you all are knocking it out of the park.
Well, thank
For
you so
sure.
much.
That's
Well,
all I
Michael.
got. But
Thank you all so much.
thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, hey, drop.